Hi. It's a little slow today, guys. Bear with me. We're having trouble with getting everything on. Why does it look weird? Hi all, and welcome to Crochet Designs. My name is Mary, coming to you with Midweek Live. Now, we may have connection issues today. I'm not sure. All the young ones are on holidays here in Melbourne, Australia, or as we call it, Melbourne, Australia. Not Melbourne, we say Melbourne, Australia. And so lots of young ones are on the holidays here, school holidays. So hopefully we don't have as many connection issues as I thought we may. So we might have some connection issues. Bear with me, guys. And I'm going to pop my live chat or all chat on, guys. Do that before you continue, or you will only get a certain amount of chats. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Ashley. Lots of people coming in. Everyone's coming in, and we're getting excited to talk about what's happening on our channel. Lots of unusual things have been going up. Odd. I did mention that we were going to get some shorts this week and part of next week as well, for numerous reasons. One, as you know, Easter week. It's very difficult around Easter week to get anything done. You know what it's like. And the other thing is also because I'm getting all my written patterns prepared and ready to go up on the website. We will talk about that once we start having those go up. So keep in mind that I won't put them up before I talk to you. So you guys will be first point of call. In fact, the video vlog that I create saying that that particular pattern's gone up, I'm going to have my computer close by and click go right in the middle of that video vlog, and you guys can start having a look straight away during the video vlog if you want. So that's what I'm prepared to do over the next few weeks. But in the meantime, let's talk about now. Hi, Middle. Hi, Camille. Hello, Yvonne. Beautiful green butterfly. Yes, autocorrect. We don't like that very much, do we, Ash? How are you feeling, Ash? How are you feeling, Middle? Both of you were unwell the other day. How are you feeling, guys? Yvonne, oh, we said hello to Yvonne. Yes, yes, yes. Everyone's saying hello. Barbara, hi, Barbara, here in Canada. 2 hours, if I'm not sure what you mean there. So I will watch it on replay. Okay, no worries, hun. We will see you soon, Barbara. It's a bit too early in the morning for you, is it? Oh, it's 1 a.m. where Camille is. What are you doing up so late, young lady? She wants to have some fun with us. Now, that's good because I struggle to be up that late because I get up fairly early in the morning. So I really struggle to get up that time. Feeling better, still have a bad cough, Ashley, yes. You're always up late, Camille. Oh, you must be younger than me. That's the excuse I'm using. I'll use any excuse. All right, guys, so what's been happening on the channel in the background this week? Now, as you know, I did do a couple of shorts, and if you watched short number 2, you might see a little sneak peek at what's happening for part 5, step 5 of our 12-step transition blanket. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. That happened yesterday. I didn't put the whole pattern there. I just showed you a little bit of chains and single crochet, and I rushed through the whole thing because I didn't want you to see the whole pattern. Don't you love it? She's so naughty. But I did want to show you that sometimes when you see a lacy stitch and you look at it and you think, oh gosh, no way I'm going to be able to do that. There's no way. When really all they are is single crochet and chains, half double chains, double chains, treble chains. Sometimes they're just 100 million chains and a couple of slip stitches and singles in between. Guys, they're not that difficult, some of the lace stitches. So if you see a lace stitch and you think there's no way I'm going to attempt that because I'm new, believe me, some of them are so easy. The only thing I would suggest is just to be careful of count, because each row in part 5 for about 10 rows has a different count. Not count as in how many stitches across, but how to count. Like you'll be counting in sets in one row and in sets in the next row and then so on in the next. So with part 5 or step 5, you will be working on count and you'll need to keep your eyes peeled on count. At this stage, the tutorial goes 55 minutes and I've only done the first set. Only because I'm trying to be extra thorough with everyone for the blanket, especially if you are brand new at crochet and you're wanting to do the blanket. I'm trying to be thorough. However, I'm going to mention this from now on because this is where the stitches start getting a little difficult, but not a lot. The brand new crocheter can do this. I'm going to start saying if you are struggling with this stitch, do one of the other steps, replace it. Okay. If you are really, really struggling and you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to do it, forget it, I'm going to stop the blanket. Don't stop the blanket. Get one of the other steps and add it there. Okay. One of the steps that has the same count as 129. Okay. So keep in mind that you can still continue the blanket. And if you find that one step is way too difficult, go back to an easier step and do that. But for the more advanced crocheter, you'll realize, oh, it's only count. I only have to make sure I've got 3, 3, 5, 2, 6, 3, whatever it is. It's only count that you need to stay focused on and not so much that it's a difficult pattern. It's just counting, yeah? And I have lost all of the chat going way back to like 100 years, which is exaggerating a little bit, guys. I have gone too far. Oh boy, I've lost a lot. Okay, here we go. Middle says, getting there, have to catch up on sleep, my eating soft food, solid foods right now. Okay. Camille says till 3 a.m. usually. Wow, that's amazing. Big hugs from Green Butterfly. Oh, that she says that to Ashley. But we'll give that to Ashley as well, yeah? A big cyber hug. There you go. And to the lovely Middle. It's 106 where Middle is. Hello, Fluffy Kitten. Lovely to have you here. Glad you're better, Middle. Yes, yes, yes. Laurie, did I say hello? Hello, Laurie. I'm not sure if I said hello. Midnight in Colorado. Just turned 29, but you've been 29 for days already. You mean it's your 29th birthday today, Laurie? Notice how I don't look in the camera when I say, is it today, Laurie? Please confirm that for me, hon. Yes. I have appointment tomorrow morning, says Barbara. Okay, that's all right. If you need your rest, darling, you need your rest. Yes, everybody's talking. I'm trying to rush the messages through. Water time, says Green. I'm trying to rush them through. Cheers, everyone. Camille says her grandson will be born on Friday. Ooh, happy birth to him. I really enjoyed that lace short. Did you, Laurie? It's going to get better. It's like even better. She's so naughty. Yes, everybody's yes. I just finished my step 2, step 4. I've seen messages come up. I haven't had a chance to look at anything, actually. I will do that at some stage this evening. Beautiful Raylene, lovely to have you here. All right. Hi, Bonnie. Yay, Bonnie's here. Lovely to have you here, Bon. It's good to keep trying new stitches and as a new crocheter. That's right. But again, if I know when I was first starting out, when I was like 3, I was about 5, 7, I can't remember. I got so frustrated, I threw it against the wall and I didn't want to do it for 3 or 4 more years. So instead of doing that, if you're finding it so frustrating and so nerve-wracking and you really can't do it, go back and do a basic one and then you can come back to that pattern and play with it another time, yeah? Or you could just keep playing until you get it right. Which is, I'm such a pusher, aren't I? Yes, everyone's saying, thanks, Fluffy, and for the 4th time, yes. It's my very merry unbirthday, but I was saying Camille can stay up late because she's just been, oh, okay, I got you. I got that all wrong, didn't I? Fluffy says, Mary, can't wait to sing. I'm still waiting for her musical good ship. Lollipop, I don't know. Look, I don't know. Where am I going to get the music? My son doesn't do his music as much anymore. I'll see. We'll see how we go. We did talk about doing a little musical, didn't we? Ashley's just done a super chat. Thank you so much, Ashley. Very well appreciated. You know where it's going, baby. You know where it goes. I don't know where it all goes. Somebody does something to it. I don't know. Maybe there's yarn or something that just rocks up on the table. I don't know. Not my baby till September, not your birthday, baby. I know your baby's not birthday till September. That's all right. Well, I'll hold you to that. Beautiful. Angela. Oh, I've got to message you, Angela. We have to talk. I can't remember your details, so we have to talk. I don't write them down and I don't keep them, but I will message you at some stage after the live today, yeah? Here we go. I'm going to be a great auntie. for the 4th time. Oh, wow. Oh, way to go, girl. Way to go, Yvonne. That's great. 4 times. That's great. I know, that's what I just said, Bonnie. That's great. 4 times. Woo. That's a lot of greats. There you go. So this week has just been all shorts. Camille has just done a super chat. Thank you, Camille. Another one who knows where it's all going to go to. Thank you for your super chat. It is well received. Marty's in the house. Hi, Marty. Lovely to have you here. She's a bit loud today, guys. I don't know what it is. I think I've been quiet too long today, sitting, working away. I've been quiet way too long. I'm very loud. Ashley says thumbs up, guys. Cost you nothing, and it does mean the world to me. Yep. Oh, Manuela. Hi, Manuela. Lovely to have you here, hun. How are the dogs? I hope they're well. I'm going to come over to where you are. I think you're in the US or somewhere. I'm coming over. I'm going to take your dogs and bring them back here to Australia. You're beautiful dogs. Well, lovely. I think I messed up row 2 of the pattern rows. Guess I got to rip it out now. Oh, rip one out. Oh, are you sure? Wendy, did I say hello, darling? I can't remember. I think I did, but hello again. We're going to get snow. You're getting snow, are you there, Angela? Wow. They are fine, and I'm from the Netherlands. Okay, well, I'll come to the Netherlands, collect. Look, you've got too many dogs. I think you need to give me one. I think I need one. Look, how many dogs can you have? Give me one. I'll take them all, thanks. No, she's got some beautiful dogs. I love to see them. I haven't had a chance to pop over and see any more of your channel. I've just been so busy, darling. This week and next week, forget it. I won't be doing nothing for nobody. Oh, how's that for bad grammar? Nothing for nobody. All those negatives. It's a very, very busy 2 weeks. After that, we might get stuck into some other things. But for the next 2 weeks, totally busy, and we are having so many connection issues. Now, guys, know this. We are on school holidays here in Melbourne, Australia, so most likely we may have connection issues. I can see everything slowing down as we speak. Hopefully it holds out. Sometimes you just got to rip it and out and fix. I've done that before. You know which one is. I haven't got it with me because I'm working on it, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You know which one is really tricky? The slip stitch, the last one, the slip stitch and the half double crochet one, because that one, if you're not looking at the stitches, you can skip one, and then the whole thing is out of whack. And then by the end of the row, you think, oh. And I did that with the second last row. The second last row, I was recording the next row for you guys, and then went, why am I 1 stitch short? I was pulling my hair out for a minute. I took 1 row undone and then counted the stitches, and it was normal. So it was actually that it was the last row, not the second last. So it was actually the last row that I must have skipped a stitch somewhere along the way, but still ended up with the same half double and then slip at the end. So I don't know what I did. Maybe I just jumped over. I don't know. I don't have no. Anyway, it's done. I fixed it. It was obviously the very last row. I thought it was the second last row, but now that I think about the recording, it was the last row. She says, I have ripped out step 3 a few times. You know, step 3 is going to be a different count. So heads up there. All right. Just Wendy, you're not wrong if the count is different. You will be 1 stitch short at the end. You'll be 128 instead of 129. So don't go ripping any more out. And it will look a little bit like that. That I've done on purpose. And I did that on purpose with step 1, step 3, and again, there'll be a couple other steps, and I'll talk about that again in a minute why. Yes. Buffering end my chat earlier. It's YouTube. It might, well, maybe. So you've ended your chat earlier. Oh, I'm sorry you're having trouble with 3. Yes. What's your internet mine's? I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue. I don't do that. Cutting in and out, Mary. It is cutting in and out. Oh, okay. I didn't think I got it wrong on step 4. I'm going to count first before I rip it. Yeah, count each stitch. And sometimes it's difficult to see the slip stitches. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. I can see Mary fine. Okay, Camille's is okay. That's interesting. Can you cut your yarn, Mary, for next colour? Yes, you can. Sorry, Raylene, you did ask me that the other day. You can cut it. The next colour starts straight away into the red. Yes, I had to think about that. I had a little play with it and thought, does it even out? Does it even out? And it actually does. So the next color will even out, and it'll also stay the same stitch count as 129, not 128. Keep in mind, yeah. Always don't have a skip stitch. Also, oh, hang on, oh, I'm not sure what you've done there. At the last wrapped stitch before the third double crochet at the end of the row. That is correct. It works one stitch short and it leans a little bit. That is normal, because what I'm doing, and this is what I wanted to say, what I'm doing with the blanket is trying to add a tip, and that's going to be at the end with, well, I'm doing it throughout the blanket as well, throughout the year. This is what we do with our annual projects, yeah. This was our last year's one, the jacket. We add a lot of tips in it throughout the year. Right at the very end, when we're doing our base border row, or what I like to call a foundation border row, which closes everything up the very first round, not row, round, we're going to fill up our stitches, whether it's single crochet, half, double, whatever, all the way in the round. And when we get to the area where they bow a little bit, we're going to up the stitch a little bit to be, let's say if we use single crochets, I don't know, because I don't know which border I'm going to choose yet, because I've done lots and lots of borders in the past, and I just find a border to suit the stitch count at the end, and that's what I do, yeah. So when you get to that next step where the stitch count was one stitch less, we make the larger stitch. So let's say, for argument's sake, it was single, you go single all the way, you get to that area that's indented, we're going to pop half doubles there. We're talking US terminology here, by the way. There. But that's if I decide to use singles. I haven't decided what I'm doing. To be fair, most of the times my very first border round is a single crochet, but don't quote me on it, yeah? And also, Camille, I think it was you last week or on the last live, you asked me how much yarn you need per color. I did mention it, but I also forgot to mention the very first color you're using is the cream. Well, I'm using the cream. And the very last color I'm using will be the cream as well. So altogether, that'll be about 200 grams of cream. But I forgot to mention, you'll need another 200 grams of whatever color you want to use on the border rounds, whether that's the cream, which is what I'm using. So I've got cream, and then the border rounds will be cream. But you don't have to use cream. You can use maroon, the middle color, if that helps, or whatever center color you're using. You can use any one of your colors for border rounds, or you can use a total different color just for fun. Or you can use, if you're using your solid color, you can just do your solid colors in the round and then find one color to do the final round or the final pattern of a round. There's so many ways that you can change your pattern to suit you. I'm lying, not your pattern. Change the color to suit you. But those indented areas, you're going to get a few of them throughout your blanket on purpose so that I can show you how to straighten up your border rounds. I hope that made sense, yeah? I hope that made sense. Well, I added a stitch in the pattern row 2, weird as I was following the video. In the part 4, step 4, middle, is that what you're saying, where the slip stitch and the half double? Well, that's what happened with me on the final row. I don't know where I skipped a stitch, and I don't know how I fixed it. I just took the whole row undone and started again with the slip stitch, half, slip, half, slip, half, got to the end, married up to slip, and then I counted them and it was 129. So look, it happens, especially with this pattern, because the slip and the half are very close to the base of each row. So it's easy to miss, yeah? I am spot on. I'm good at maths. Yes, you are, Angela. We know that about you, darling. We know that. So the last wrap stitch and the 3 double crochets doesn't have a stitch in between on the next wrap row after the first one. Yeah, it's a bit tricky, Wendy. It's because the actual stitch itself is a bit tricky. If I added that chain before it and after it on those sides, you would have ended up with a massive gap on one side and no gap on the other, or a minor gap on the other. And it would have looked, it still looks a bit odd, but it would have looked worse. It would have looked like there was a hole all the way through that section. So I'm leaving it like that and putting half double crochets, if I use singles as a border round, the first one, base round, and putting half in those. And that's not the only indented one you're going to come across. You're going to come across, I don't know whether it's 7 or 9. I can't remember what step. There's another one where there's less stitches. And in actual fact, even part 1 started off at 129 stitches, but ended up 128. And then we had to add that extra stitch in part 2. Was it part 1? Oh, I can't remember. There's a few of them that we've done. And we're not finished yet, because if I had to do the same pattern for 129 stitches all the way through, I wouldn't be able to use a lot of patterns, because some patterns are even stitches, some patterns are odd, some patterns work in groups of 6, some patterns work in groups of 7, some patterns work in groups of 10, and I want to make sure that we fit in all the patterns, even if it means going over a little bit or under a little bit, which we can change as we go along. All right, I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense in that area, yeah? Okay, at least the first row of the pattern rows is correct, yes. Just be careful when you're slip stitching into, try that again. Be careful when you're chaining one on your turn, because I found when I changed from the orange to the red, I almost missed that slip stitch. And you see me do it in the tutorial to the extent where I had to stop for a minute and then say, did I miss it? No, I didn't. So I do say that, and I'm not going to edit it, just in case you did the same thing that I did. Because that slip stitch, when you chain one and turn, that slip stitch is easy to miss. It really is. And then you pop it in the half double, and then by the time you get to the end, you may have skipped a stitch and then it all evened up and you thought you did well. Yeah, I know that, because the slip and the half, that was a lot of work for me. Every row I had to count them, because I thought, oh, what am I doing? It's every time I chained one, turned, I would miss that slip stitch right there and jump straight into the half double. Don't do it. Be careful. That's what I would do. Whether anybody else was doing that, another story. And, even, especially when I'm watching TV, I'm like this. Talking to someone over here, and and so distracted that I'm not looking. And then I think, did I miss a slip stitch somewhere? But where? Right at the very beginning of the row. The whole thing undone. And you can see it starts to go a little bit off. The actual pattern itself starts to veer off a little bit. So you can see it changing. And you don't usually see it changing till about 3 rows later. Even though you thought you ended off on a slip stitch, you don't see it changing. So look, it's okay. It's one of those things. Some patterns you need to focus on. And if you think you need to focus on that one, wait till you get to step 5. In actual fact, some people might find step 5 a lot easier. I find it tricky. Well, it's only because I don't like counting, yeah? I find that you count chain 5, slip, do that, single crochet, chain 3, and it's like that, right? That's how chain 5 works. In the next row, it's chain 2, and then you might have chain 3 there, and then you single crochet, and then you've got to count, and it's like, forget it. And it's like, what? But it's, you like that one? Forget it. It's not a difficult lace stitch. That's the easiest lace stitch we're going to do on this pattern. So you might find that quite easy if you don't mind counting. If you don't mind counting. And I think I probably should have recorded it in a different color, because I found the red tends to, when you look at, there's a part where you've got a single crochet in a chain, and then single crochet in a single, and then single crochet in a chain. And what happens if with the red, it was a bit difficult to see that chain close to the first single crochet. I'd find the chain afterwards, even though it was a bit tight, I'd find that. But the first one I struggled to find, and you could even see me going like this, stopping and then trying it. And I'm not going to cut it, because I want you to see how I had to really think about that stitch. You might find that stitch is very easy for you. And a lot of people say, well, why don't you just put it around the chains? Not for this pattern. You must go in the chains for this pattern to work. Otherwise, it doesn't make the look it makes. I hope that made sense, yeah? I'm going to have a quick drink, guys. I'm puffed out. I talk too much. She talks too much. Cheers. Mm. And I've missed all the chat. Well, excuse me. Okay. I'm back now. Water time, Mary. I just had one green, but I'll have another one. Cheers. I wonder if I slip stitch into the chain one. That can happen. I was skipping the chain one and the slip stitch and slip stitching in the half double by mistake. And at the end of the row, it didn't work. And the mistake was the very first stitch. Not all the time. I might have done it on row 3 and then again on the last row. I don't know what I did. There was one stitch missing. I took it the whole row undone, thinking, let me count that second last row and let it just be one row. And it actually was. So that's a bit of a bonus, just the one row. Sorry, did I miss something? Not sure. Middle's just commenting on the first row of the pattern comment. Okay, so the actual blanket itself, the idea of this blanket is to get you thinking differently. So instead of thinking, well, I want the stitches to add up, I want everything to be perfect. No, sometimes things aren't going to be perfect. So what you want to do is to get you thinking, how can I adjust it? So I'm going to show you how to adjust those little indents that you occasionally see. And there are some patterns that actually look like that anyway, especially the lace ones. So when you start putting your single crochets or half doubles or trebles or whatever it is we're putting in, doubles at the end, that will straighten everything up. Yeah, I hope all this is making sense. However, what I was thinking of doing was doing a video vlog on the 6th step. The 6th step is going to be so easy. It's going to be a solid stitch, but it's just going to be one stitch, one row, all the way through, bang, 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 except for the first 2 rows, obviously, yeah? So it's going to be very easy. And what I'm going to do in that tutorial is have like a comment question time. I'm going to leave a comment in that video to say, right, any questions you have, please leave them in the comment section of that video. And you can ask me all the questions about the blanket and I'll be able to respond properly then. Doing it this way is a little hard. I don't have the pattern in front of me. I don't want to have the pattern in front of me on my lives. So doing it the other way, we can do it that way and I can answer the questions in the comments. So I hope that made sense. But that's going to happen on the 6th month. Okay, so this coming up in May will be the 5th. In actual fact, I'll tell you what date that's going to happen so you can get it, right? So part 5 is going to happen on the 1st of May, all right, which is a Thursday, always a Thursday, first Thursday of the month, yeah. Part 6 will happen on the 5th of June. And what we're going to do with that particular one there, that's the one that's going to have question and answer time. So if there are any questions that you want to ask me, that's the video to do it in. If there's questions that you need answers right that moment, then just send me a private message via Facebook or Instagram. Just look for Wow Crochet Designs, the little green dot, and you'll find us, yeah? It's a dot. It's supposed to be really big, but, you know, it's like a dot. And so just look for that and you'll find us on Instagram and on Facebook. And if you don't find it, go into our description box down below of this video after the live, or the more section, as they say, down below on this video after the live. And I have all my details there. And in all my videos, I have those details. If you click on the Instagram link, it'll go to my Instagram account. If you click on the Facebook link, it'll go to my Facebook account. So you can leave a private message there, or you can go to the website and send in a submission form from there. Any questions you have that you are struggling at that moment and you need an answer within 24 hours or so, I will actually be able to do that for you. Otherwise, on part 6, I'm going to leave a comment in that video asking what questions do you have from the 1st all the way up to the 6th, part 6, yeah. Here he says, I'm so behind, says Camille. Don't be in a hurry. I think I'm going to go ahead and do it in 4 weight. I hope it won't be bigger than a queen size. No, Camille, it will not be bigger, and I still haven't done the measurement. I'm so sorry, guys. I say that in every live. Oh. Maybe I should just like put a little, you know, text mark here. And then when I look in the mirror, I think, oh, measurements. No, it won't work in the mirror because it'll be back to front. I'm so naughty. All right, I think I'm going to, yes, we've done that. I have lots and lots of 4-weight, barely any 3-weight. Do it in the 4-weight. It's not going to be much more. It will be bigger, obviously, but I don't think it's going to be much more bigger, and it will still be a good size blanket that you can just pop over yourself while you're sitting on the couch or whatever you want to use your blanket for. Is it okay? It's going to be a donation blanket for a woman's shelter. They need bigger blankets. Not sure if it'll be big enough for adults. When I say adults, to sleep under, no. Just to wrap around themselves, maybe to keep warm, yes. Just to pop on top of a bed to have that extra layer of warmth, yes. I don't think it's an adult size blanket as such. Again, leave it with me. Let's try this third time lucky. I'm going to get those measurements and pop them up on the community board. What? Let's just like put triple asterisks on it. 1, 2, 3. To remind me to put the, where is it? It's missing. Let's write it up again. That way I don't have to look for it. Post measurements. So naughty. And you guys tell me all the time, and I always forget. I need a secretary. Who wants to be my secretary? And I'll just put some like asterisks all over. I've got 3, I've got 4. It's an absolute disaster. Let's put another one here. Oh, now they just look like crosses. I don't know how many I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 asterisks. Do you think I'm going to remember now? Put post-it everywhere. I know, Manuela. That's hilarious. She's a klutz. All right. On June the 5th, that's the first Thursday of the month for June, we're going to do part 6. We still have to do part 5 in a couple of weeks, so we haven't ignored that. We're going to do it. But when we do part 6 or step 6, you will have all the information. If any questions you want to ask, you need to ask in that video. How's that sound? I hope that sounds good. I already said I'd be your secretary. I'm your lefty as it is. I know, right, middle. But I need someone sitting right here. Can you sit here? I need it right next to me. Dorothy ... ellipsis. How are you? I'm still dying to know what you want to talk about. Oh, I'm so sorry, Bonnie. You did leave me a message. I said, all right, I'll get to it in a minute. You know how, let me write this down. I did say I was totally busy. The channel's getting too big. I need a secretary. I want a secretary to sit there and take notes. Do a shorthand, you know. All right, so talk to Bonnie. Actually, I've got to talk to you. Talk to Angela. Because I told Angela I'd post the gear out and I forgot her details. So I've got to do that later. I don't forget, you know what it is? When we do surprises here on the channel, once I post it out to you, I rip up your mailing address because I don't need that stuff lying around. Okay. So if you were to ever win again, then I would just get it from you again. Yeah. But I do rip it up because otherwise there'll be too many mailing addresses hanging around. And not just that, you know, you don't want that sort of stuff leaking. So I'd rip it all up and throw it away. Do you like that? Rip it up, throw it out. Out into the rubbish. Okay. Well, Camille says, yes, thumbs up for Mary. Thank you, Camille. Thumbs up cost you guys nothing, not a cent. So thumbs up, guys. It does show YouTube you want to see more crochet. You want to see a crazy lady jumping around being silly sometimes. And I haven't done that for a while, have I? And you want to see a lot of stuff happening, you know. After the Easter break, we'll start getting into the fun stuff. I did actually do a bloopers video not long ago, and some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. So I've done a bloopers video. You have to check that one out. It was a couple of weeks ago, week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. It was a bloopers video. It was a bit silly. I can do it on my computer during the live, then message you my notes. No, darling. I need right next to me. I need a Melburnian one, someone who lives here in this state. In fact, I need someone who lives next door, but not that way because that's where the builders are, and we don't like them. We don't like builders next door. They make too much noise. I'm sorry. I am. You're impatient, are you? Well, I will message you. I promise. Have you updated me on the no? Not yet. Oh, that's right. We pop your name down too, Middle. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do. I'm not going to do these lives anymore. You guys give me too much work. All right, so talk to Middle. Middle first, because to be fair, she's been waiting a long time. Claptrap, hi, honey. I'm happy to be here on Wednesday afternoon. I can because I'm on holiday. Yay, happy holidays. And actually, here at Melbourne, Australia, there's school holidays, and we are just hoping that we don't lose connection because we usually do during the school holidays. We usually do. And Manuela says, some people are afraid of thumbs button. I don't understand why. It doesn't do anything. And it just shows YouTube that you like crochet or that you like listening to some crazy chick like me. You know, that's what it does. Or not. Camille says, I love your bloopers. Thank you, Camille. Now, you appreciate it because you have a channel. So you understand what happens when you're just either having a bad day or your neighbors are making noise or you've got young ones in the house or the dogs are barking or there's an aeroplane or there's a helicopter. And then sadly for us, we live not too far from the main freeway, so the noise is horrendous. We live not too far from the main airport here in Melbourne. Noise is horrendous. And because we also have planes that go overhead during my tutorials, I have to stop recording. I literally have to hold my work like this, wait for the plane to pass, and then continue. And because we have the freeway not far, we also have the police chopper that comes every now and then and circles the freeway. And sometimes they go so low that it's really noisy. I can't record anything at all, nothing. So there you go. So you understand the amount of interruptions that can happen, yeah? But I want to be the secretary. You can still be my lefty. I need a secretary that sits physically next to me. Yes, you are patient. Thank you, Bonnie. Camille says, my bloopers are all bad words. I don't know if people would like it. You should do what I did. The minute I said a bad word, what did I do? I put a big circle in front of my face so no one could see what I said. And I blanked it out. And what I say? Choice words on the circle. That's what I call it, choice words. Oh, you're going, are you green? We'll see you on Saturday, guys. Don't forget this Saturday live antics, and we'll talk about that on Saturday. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Water time says green. Cheers. Cheers, green. I can't cut out all the bloopers because they happen so fast. Oh. I live right next to a school. Oh, yours is worse. Manuela, yours is worse. The amount of noise that would come out of that playground during the day and after school. In the morning, during the day, and after school. And Laurie said the dog's barking and my cat feeder making noise at just the inconvenient moments. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Have a wonderful Easter. Yes, green. Well, we'll be seeing everyone on Saturday still. We're going to do a normal live Saturday, but it will be a quick live. It won't be a full 1.5 hour, 2 hour. It won't be anything like that. It'll be a relatively quick live because I'm organising for Easter like everybody else. So I need my Saturday to clean house. Dirty job. Someone got to do it, I suppose. Don't you love it? Dirty job. Someone got to do it. So we will have a live, but it'll be short live. When I say short, we'll still do live antics. We'll try and do live antics a little bit earlier, and then we'll try and finish up a little bit earlier on Saturday morning. So keep in mind, it will be a shorter live. And when I say shorter, it's not going to be like 5 minutes. It'll be a bit longer than that. What do you do for Easter? Just curious. Oh, well, it's so much because we have family left, right, and centre. So sometimes we're here, sometimes we're there, sometimes we're there. Sometimes it's just like... And you don't know what happens in the days. Like there's a few days and it's just juggled between different family members, and even here we're doing something here as well. So it's a big juggling act all the way through Easter. And I find Easter, I find it too much for me. And I think it's because Christmas you have a lot of holiday, we're on holidays here in Christmas. right? So for us, Christmas is, you know, it comes up and it's okay. But for Easter, it just creeps up on you. And all of a sudden, bang, you have to go and do this and you have to do that and you have to, and it's just nonstop. So we're all over the place. To answer your question, we're here and we're there and we're there and we're there and we're there, but we're here as well. So we're literally all over the place. Yeah. And what do you do? What does everybody do for Easter, guys? You want to hear my Easter joke? All right, Bonnie, is it a clean joke? If it is, okay, yes, if it is a clean joke. Otherwise, you get in the corner now and don't talk about it. I'm going to try and catch the Easter bunny. Oh, Manuela, that's hilarious. Manuela, get in the naughty corner. Oh, that's your first time in the naughty corner, Manuela. Oh. It's an honor to get into that naughty corner, you know. You know why the Easter bunny hides his eggs or hides the eggs? Bonnie, we don't know. Tell us. And if I can't read the answer out, you're getting in the naughty corner. With Manuela. Because they don't want no one to know he has been with the chickens. Get in that corner, young lady. Get in that corner. Bad girl. We don't do much, but with the new grandson, we will start again really small family here. Marty says Easter can be exhausting. Marty, get in the corner with Manuela and Bonnie. The three of you, get in that corner and don't touch the yarn. I knew I was heading for the corner. The three of you. Be good. Dorothy says she's cooking bunny pie. Oh, really? Really? A bunny pie? Oh. A bunny pie or a bonnie pie? Hey, Bonnie, Dorothy's going to cook you in a pie. Oh, what's wrong with me today? All right, so for Easter, and I don't care how old my kids get, I always do an Easter hunt here. And I will always do, we as a family, we do Easter hunt here. I saw that, says Bonnie, yes. I do eat chocolate eggs every year, though. Yeah, no, so do we. Well, you know what? You know there was chocolate eggs in here. I think the Easter bunny ate it. There was like a bunny, a big egg, and all the little ones in there. I don't know. Nope, not in there. Let's try again. No, not even with the other eye, I can't find them. So if you haven't made, I have to fill it up now for Easter. If you haven't made our Easter bag, it's not exactly an Easter bag. It was a little hexagon bag that I created. We are going to make a larger one some stage during the end of the year, right? But I made a little one specifically for Easter, only because Kiki chose these colors and it reminded me of Easter colors. So I thought, let's do a small hexagon bag and then we can fill it up with Easter eggs, which we did. Somebody ate them. I don't know. Cadbury eggs are my favorite. Aren't they just, Camille? They're the best. Bonnie says, lol, yeah. I love the fudge Canberra egg. I don't know what that means, but I like fudge. Oh, fudge. Remember the old traditional fudge? Oh, man. Not that I'm any older than 29, as we know, but I tell you, the fudge, it's the best. Can't see what you're showing. I'm in the corner. Oh, Manuela, you're staying in that corner, girl. No, that's funny. You're funny, Manuela. We've got another comedian. You, Marty, Bonnie, Camille, Laurie, they're all coming out of the woodwork. Green butterfly. Oh, no, she's a sweetheart, Green. She's a sweetheart. Hey, Green, have you... oh, she's gone, hasn't she? Oh, if she was still there, I'd ask if she ever got in the corner. I don't think she has. I don't think she's ever been in the corner. I didn't know that they made fudge Cadbury. I'm like, oh, you need some, do you? It's not a want, we need. It's a must. And middle, I don't do anything really now that I live alone and not near my family. But It was a big thing in our house growing up. And you know what? I'm going to look, I've never stopped and we're still going to do it. We've never stopped celebrating Easter that way. We've always done the Easter. One year we did it. We had to be careful. The dogs got to it. You know, dogs can't have chocolate, right? So we kind of had to be careful and we started doing it indoors because once the dogs got to it, I thought, well, that's it. We can't do that anymore. But we can't make them sick. It's not fair. And so we were doing them indoors, and then one year we did it and ants got to them because it was summer. Well, it wasn't summer. It just happened to be a hot day that day. And they melted. Like they were a funny thing. So this year I think we're going to be doing it in the house as well because apparently I think it's going to rain. But I'm not sure yet. They're talking about it. But I still don't think doing it outside is a good idea because of the ants and all sorts of weird things that come along. But we will do the Easter hunt in the house for sure. They are great. Look, they're a lot of fun, and like we still put the milk and the cookies out for Santa. I'm such a big baby. I love that stuff. We're going to have an Easter picnic. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's very nice. Here we've got this hot weather, which is very unusual for Melbourne, very at this time of the year. We are in the middle of autumn here, and I don't think autumn has hit yet. Not that I'm complaining, but apparently it's going to start cooling down as of Saturday. And it's going to get cold for Easter, you know. But anyway, that's all right. Deviled eggs with crab in it. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to crochet on Easter. Well, yeah, I'll still do that. I'll still do it. Probably one of the days I won't because I might be driving, but otherwise I'll still do it. Yeah, I'll still do it. I'll probably crochet on, I believe it probably, a lot of people say don't, but I'll do it on Good Friday because I'm on my own, sit here by myself, it's quiet, Good Friday. But Saturday, too busy. Sunday, too busy. On Monday's a good day to crochet, but no tutorials on any one of those days. So this Friday, nothing. Saturday, you get your live, probably 1 hour max, maybe less. Depends on how quickly we can do live antics. Sunday, I never do anyway. Monday, no tutorials either. So I'm going to start back on Tuesday. You're going to get a short tomorrow and then a short on Tuesday. And then on Thursday and Friday, you're getting the Mother's Day project +1. It's a Mother's Day project. And then on Friday, you're going to, if you want to, you don't have to, if you want to add something else on top of that Mother's Day project, that's what the Friday project will be. I hope that makes sense. Yep. And some tenants in my building want to do a hunt, but I'll be at work. Plus, I feel too old to do it. I would do it, Middle. Have some fun. Enjoy your life, yeah? Unless you'll be at work, of course. Wendy says, so dry down the southwest corner of Victoria. So dry down. Oh, it's so dry down there. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, I got you. Yeah. You can get involved without being the hunter. That's right. You can. You can. Angela says, I'm going out to dinner. Okay, on your own. Nothing wrong with that, Angela. I've been to lunch and dinners and breakfasts and everything on my own. I don't have a problem with that. You go for it, girl. Just my luck when I can finally join live awake and without stress. Technology ruins it. Maybe I can watch this as a replay. Have fun, everyone. Oh, you're having trouble with it. Claptrap, a lot of people are having trouble with the internet, the connection. So we'll catch you soon, darling. You take care, yeah? Never too old. My kids know Easter hunt. No. Oh, no. That's funny. Yeah, sorry, Claps. We'll see you soon, Claptrap. Yeah. Yeah, you're never too old for Easter hunt. I love it. When my niece and nephew were young and I wanted to have some peace, I sent them on an egg hunt without hiding any eggs. Kept them busy for ages. Marty, you're staying in that corner. Bad boy. Bad, bad, bad. I have to admit, I do love having little ones around because they're a lot more fun than us oldies. The oldies just sit there and complain about, oh, my hip and my back and my neck and oh, and then the little ones, you just say, what are they talking about? Who cares? Just give us some eggs. But it's true. That's just the way it is. And then the ones in the middle, they're like, They're on their phones like this. Oh, I had a good day. It's a great day. Yeah, it's a great day. They're not even looking at the phone. They're just, like, but the rest of us, young people, us young people, we like to find Easter eggs. Sometimes I pretend to go into the hunt. I'm going to find one before anybody else. And you watch how fast the kids start going. Mary's on the loose. She's going to eat all our eggs. So actual fact, I'm doing 2 hunts because I want to try and do one. And if both my children rock up with their partners, well, one's married, one's got a partner at the same time, that's okay. But if one of them doesn't rock up at the same time, I'm going to do a second hunt. I want to please both my children. And actually, I should say all 4 now because they've got partners. And so have to please them all, Got to please everyone. Put money in the eggs and they'll put the phone down. Put new phones in the eggs and they'll put the phone down. You're right though, Camille. My 40-year-old is crying because I'm not making her a basket. She's 40. Oh, I love that, Bonnie. Yes, we'll put cash in the eggs, or we could put a phone in there. Too expensive. Just give them $5. Just tell them there's lots of cash in it, and there'll only be like a $5 in there, $2 coin. We got $2 coins here. I don't know if you've got them overseas, but we have $2 coin, $1 coin, 50 cents, 20, 10, 5. I still have the old 1 and 2 cent coins. They don't use them anymore in Australia. I still have some. They're old and they're brown and they're ugly looking. But I have them because I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. Okay, now I'm putting slip stitches into the half double crochets. I must be doing row 2 of the pattern wrong. Make sure you've got 129 stitches across before you start, yeah? My bunny is too broke to pass out phones. I know, right, Bonnie? Marty says I'm 40. He's 29, yep. And my parents said this year that I was too old for an egg. Furious? Oh, tell them no. You tell them that you know this lady, which is me, who still does Easter hunts for her married daughter and her husband and her son and his partner, his new girl. And I'll still do hunts for them. And even after they have children, they will still get Easter hunts here. Even after they have children, they'll still get it. Tell your parents that, Marty. Middle, you don't do opposite. No. Marty, heartbroken. Yes. Middle, slip stitch from the beginning of the row. You should end up with a slip stitch. Next row, slip stitch at the beginning of the row. You should end up with a slip stitch. Be careful not to put it in the chain at the beginning of the row or not to skip that first slip stitch. I was doing that twice. I did that and I know what I'm doing. So just be careful with the skipping of the slip stitch. I need to get Mummy Marty on the live. Oh, yes. You need to get your mummy on the live. Get her on the live and we'll talk to her. We'll tell her, no, little Marty, he needs to have his Easter eggs. Can we do an Easter hunt for little Marty? It's so cute. Little Marty, it's so cute. He wants his little Easter eggs. And we'll talk like that too. We'll even use the baby talk. She'll love it. She'll do you an Easter hunt after we talk to her. If she doesn't, just take the next flight into Australia. I'll do one at Tullamarine Airport, pick up the eggs, go back to the UK. I don't know what else to say, Marty. All right, so she's so naughty. Yes, I'm aware of that. I'm ripping it back to the double crochet. I'll be redoing the pattern rows. Yeah, start from the beginning. Take your time. Probably don't do them while you're distracted. Maybe this pattern here for you, maybe one where you have to sit there and just focus on that only. And I found that with the next pattern. And you might find the next pattern easy, thinking, what was Mary on about? It's easy, right? But I find lace patterns for me a little tricky. I need to focus on lace patterns. This sort of pattern that goes up and down and basic and one stitch repeat and one row repeat, easy. But when you're doing every row differently in the next row, and let me tell you this now, the pattern in part 5 is a 5-row repeat. Okay, so for 5 rows, you're doing one pattern. You're going to do it again for another 5 rows, I think, because I haven't got to that step yet. Just don't quote me on it. We'll have a few rows beforehand just to, straighten up everything, and then you'll get onto your pattern. I'm hoping I can get the 2 sets in and then do a final row after that, which will probably be done in the next step. Yeah. So bear in mind that step 5 is going to be a little tricky for count, but not the pattern. The pattern itself is quite simple. Just make sure you count, because each row has a different count of chains. Yeah. Okay. My kids are refusing eggs at this stage. I just throw them at them. Oh, you know what? If my kids don't take the eggs that I leave, we'll just melt them all down and make one big block. Yeah, that's what we'll do, I think. If they don't want them, because, as they get older, they change their point of view on what they're allowed to eat these days. Not like us, we eat them. We've been eating them in the past, we're still eating them now, but there you go. My local fish and chip shop is having the Easter Bunny hop on Sunday and handing out free Easter eggs. That's very nice, Wendy. Where do you live? Why don't we live with Wendy? Handing out free Easter eggs. Was going to say something bad, lol. Thank God there is a delete. Oh, don't say bad things. You're okay here. Oh, okay, that's good, Angela. And I'm dangerous with chocolate. Apparently, when I got my first Christmas advent calendar, I was suspiciously quiet. Mum found I had opened all the windows and eaten them. There's nothing wrong with that. I was too young to understand it was one window per day. That wouldn't be enough for me either, Marty. Even now, I would still want to eat all the windows. Shall I do one this year just for fun? Mary, may I get out of the corner, please? Use this. Manuela, you can get out of the corner, hon. You're hilarious, though. She's so funny, our Manuela. We love Manuela. I got my Harley and big stuffed chocolate bunny. Oh, nice. Small country town and fantastic community. You know what, Wendy? I've always wanted to go to a small country town. If it wasn't for my children, I'd be there. Somewhere small where the city is far away from me. Having said that, the reality is, usually around this time, to be honest, so I think it's usually after Easter, to be fair, I do this occasionally where once a week I pop on the train and I head out into the city and spend a day in the city, just crocheting with crochet on my lap, catching trains and trams backward and forward. It's a way of me getting out and speaking to other people. And if people come up and ask me about what I'm crocheting, I just hand them a card, tell them to watch us on YouTube. And I've done that many times before. And I found a lot of people that are on YouTube at the moment that are local from doing that. So I do use the city as an excuse to show off my crochet, as you do, right? But for me, being in the city, all those faces in my face, I struggle. This is why I would like a country town. So there you go. Bit of trivia. Wish I knew why I'm messing up. 1 step and 2 were easy. I know. And you know what? You're going to get a couple of tricky steps, but I don't think it's going to be any harder than the slip stitch and a half double. I really don't. I find that the smaller the stitch, the easier it is to make a mistake. Yeah. I need to head to work, have a cracking Easter all. Oh, Marty, you're hilarious. Marty, if I don't see you on Easter Saturday, we will see you some other time. So you have a great Easter. Enjoy your Easter eggs. Make sure you get some. And if you don't get some, go out Monday and buy all the sales that are on. They'll have all the Easter eggs on sale. How naughty am I? But they do. They have all the Easter eggs on sale. And here in Australia, they've got Orthodox Easter and the Christian Easter the same time this year. So we had to get to the shops early to buy all the eggs, because if they weren't the same time, after that, they would have all these eggs they would be short of eggs and we wouldn't be able to buy for the Orthodox. We've got both Easters to buy for, right? But this year they're both the same. So I had to get to the shops earlier than usual, just in case they all cleared off the shelves. And whatever's left, you get special now because there's the two Easters are together now. So on Monday, all specials. So go on Monday if you don't get any, guys. I don't like following videos and still get the pattern wrong. Okay, well, if you want middle, I don't know if you want to wait that long. Around August, I hope to have the written pattern out on the website, and you can get that there if you like. But it won't happen until about August, even late August. That's how long it's taking me to get the pattern out. Yeah, it's because I've written the pattern out in many ways, but not as that one full blanket, and I haven't popped the border on that one full blanket. Hope that makes sense. So each one of these patterns I've used before in other blankets. Okay. And some of them not in blankets like that. The part 4, step 4, I never use that in a blanket. I've never used the even moss stitch in a blanket. Okay. We used it on the channel a couple of times. Since then, I've just been stuck on it. There's something about the look of it. It's a trick. No, it's not a tricky stitch. You just have to be focused on where you're putting your hook at the beginning, during, and at the end. All the time you have to look at what you're doing. Yeah. And don't do it when you have to focus on something else, or you're going to think slip stitch, half treble, half double, slip, half double, slip. And then right in the middle, there's a big, massive difference. And you don't know why, because you're not focused, yeah? And that's that stitch there. You can do this, just need to get the first couple of rows, then you'll be good. Once you get into the roll of it all, it's like into the knack. Once you get into it, you get into it, yeah? So it's just one of those things where it just rolls into the next. You will get it right. I promise you will. It's not really a difficult stitch. Just have to focus. I don't think I like the even moss stitch. Hey, listen, like I said, if you're struggling that much with it and you dislike it completely, change. Grab one of the other stitches and make that. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the other videos. I'm going to start mentioning. I mentioned it in one, but I'm going to start mentioning it in all of them now. And this gives you the option if you are brand new to crochet and you're struggling with that stitch, and you will struggle with some of the stitches, yeah? The idea is I make it so it's repetitive so that it gives you practice. And that's why I've started introducing the shorts to give you some play on stitches so that you know what's coming. You won't know the whole stitch because I won't be able to put the whole 5 rows of stitch in a short. But you will see some odd stitches where there will be chains and different stitches, puff stitches maybe in the future, things like that. You will see that. I would use those shorts as an excuse to practice. Now, I did do the even moss stitch as a short. I did do it as a short not long ago. So keep in mind, if you want to have a practice with that middle, you can. Otherwise, just grab one of the easier stitches if it's really stressing you out and you don't want to do it anymore. And I get it. Just grab one of the other ones and do that, if that helps, yeah? And yeah, Bonnie says, yes. Difficult stitches, thank you. Middle says, I'm also stubborn. I know I can use one of the other patterns, but I'm always determined to, I'm stubborn. I think it must be the crocheter's excuse. We're stubborn. That's what we are. It was fun, Mary. I'm enjoying the blanket. I'm glad you are, Bonnie. But I do know there will be changes in stitch count on purpose. And when you see how we can straighten the edges up without making it look different, then you'll think, oh, that's great. I can do that with some of my other patterns if I made a mistake. You can't do it if there's 5 or 6 stitches different because it does look a little weird. But if there's one missing or one extra, you can adjust to suit. It works. I've done it many times before. But I've not done that with paid, when someone's paying me to do a job, I take the whole set undone. If it doesn't add up, I won't pop it in because at the end of the day, that you've got to be professional there. But if you're making this and you want to try something new like straightening edges up, this is the project to be in, yeah? All right, so apart from all that, guys, a quick heads up to let you know, tomorrow you're getting a short Friday, there'll be nothing as it is Good Friday. Saturday, we're going to have a live, probably no more than 1 hour. So quick heads up there. Sundays, Easter Sunday. Mondays, Easter Monday, there'll be nothing on that day either. But on Tuesday, you're getting a short. Thursday and Friday, you're getting the Mother's Day project and something to add on to the Mother's Day project on Friday, just in case you want to add to it. And actually, a friend of mine made one of these years ago and said, Mary, just grab something and add to. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want to tell you. It's a surprise. I will tell you though, Carmen's color is the coastal blue. So we're using the blue for Mother's Day. But this Saturday morning's live antics, someone is going to choose the color to contrast it, or they can use the actual blue for the same item. Once I tell them what the item is, if I decide to tell them. I haven't decided what's happening from here till Saturday yet. I do know that this particular project will be on our website. I'll probably Tuesday or Wednesday of next week before the tutorial comes up, and I will let you know when that goes up. It's not a V-stitch beanie. I know that's supposed to come up first, but this is ready. This has been checked and rechecked and checked and checked and tested, and it's ready to go. So I'm going to pop it up just for fun. And you don't have to, go over to the website and do it. You can wait till Thursday and Friday for the pattern to come up on the channel. By all means, you can do that. But I will have that up on the website probably around Tuesday, and we will talk about it here on the channel. That's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to head off. I want to tell everyone real quickly, if I don't see you, or let you all know, if I don't see you this Saturday and you can't make it to my live, have a great Easter, have a good break. However you celebrate it, enjoy it. I always say to people, have a good break because you get all those holidays off. If you think about it, those days off as a holiday. So have a good break, whether you celebrate it as Easter, whether you celebrate it as whatever you do. Yes, you can get out of the corner now, Manuela. But have a great Easter. Enjoy yourselves. Hopefully you get lots and lots of Easter eggies. Easter eggies, listen to me. Easter eggies, I'm a big baby. If not, just enjoy what you have. Ciao for now. Try to be good, guys. Oh, Luana, I don't know if I said hello, but you just said goodbye. Hi, Luana, goodbye. I will see everyone on Saturday. Ciao for now. Try to be good. Bye all.